Okay, guys, we are having the 4 action stances or the 4-player model, and we're just starting to talk. We'll just talk briefly about the basics about the model and basic about the theory. So we have 4 different kinds of things within the model: it's the move, follow, oppose, and bystand. And in terms of those different parts, the move is what starts the initial conversation normally does. For instance, when you make a move, you can make a move like, I want to make a speech, and then you expect some kind of response to it. A response could be a follow. For instance, if a follow would be like, yeah, I agree to the statement. For instance, yeah, making a speech is a very good move, and I want to participate within it.
Okay, and then the other 2 are oppose and bystand. So oppose, you would challenge the action. So I think in the text they gave an example if someone's in a meeting and they say, we need to pick a new time, and then someone opposes and just says that's never going to happen. Whereas if you're bystanding, you're not saying like yes or no to that idea. You would ask like, how are we going to make that happen? You guys next.
Are we next?
Who's next?
We go.
Oh wait,
So
the examples about the text. But
yeah, examples first, right?
yeah, you guys are examples, right?
Okay, so I'm briefly going to talk about our own experience within our group, What the Food. Overall, the performance, the group work is doing pretty good. So I'm only presenting a small snippet now from our overall experience. And what we experienced like 2 weeks ago was a situation where we had a lot of moving and opposing going on at the same time. So we couldn't really agree on how to pursue with our project. We had sort of one part of the team which wanted to do a single video on a single restaurant to sort of concentrate on that single restaurant, and the other group was more in favor of comparing 2 different restaurants at the same time. And there was a lot of debate and discussion, but in the end we couldn't really decide for either solution. So what we did, we sort of split up and formed 2 sub-teams, and we did 2 videos during that week. So that was sort of our solution, but in the end it was actually quite handy because we could produce 2 videos in 1 week. Yeah.
And the experience with my group is more of an example of combination between move and bystand, in a sense that initially we had so many moves. Everyone was just coming up with new ideas and sometimes follow, sometimes opposing, but not really a lot of critical thinking. We were just like generally very enthusiastic about them. And we had the feeling that we all liked all the ideas equally. And then at some point we just bystanded in the sense that we made like a Word document, we put all the options and we discussed them, the ways we could grow our channel for each option. And then we voted and we realized that we actually all preferred the same idea. So that was really nice. But overall, I think it was good to have this process because it really helped us understand how each option could have been pursued and where we stood basically. So it was beneficial for us in that sense.
Oh, sorry. Right.
And secret thoughts of students, we had in the beginning actually a different name, and that's maybe a bit due to because we had a tendency to be a very move and follow dynamic in the group. So we had an idea and then everybody went for it, and then the week later we kind of realized that was maybe not the best idea. So we agreed a little bit too quickly, and it could have been beneficial to us to be more opposing and critical of the initial idea instead of going for the first one right away. Yeah.
Should we still talk about what we did in our groups? Or move on? No, we'll move on. We'll move on. Okay. We talked about the theory being a bit superficial because it's a whole book he wrote, so that's probably more in it. But if we take only the 4-player model, it's quite superficial in the sense that it's a tool to categorize a conversation in different parts, but not explain why they do as they do. There's no sense in the power structure between the actors, and there's no underlying reasoning for why they do what they do. So that's a criticism, and we talked about that his background as a organizational consultant and was a psychiatrist or something.
Family therapy.
Yeah, it entails that he probably understands that there's more dynamics within this field than just in this theory. So it's hard to judge based only on this theory, and it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, so he's very dialogue oriented. He only views the dialogue basically. He could have, for example, studied body language as well, or even the sort of the physical interior of the meeting room. Those would be sort of things that you can find in other theories that would kind of elaborate even more on this, these things that go on in these dialogues. So basically what we see this as is sort of a self-awareness tool that can be used for self-help, basically. It can be used for like a realization of, okay, I'm this type of person, what can I do to change it and to better our dialogue?
That's it.
Give it a hand.